Sippers, we're here in the Waterfront Hall, 29th and 30th November. We'll be here for two big live Tea With Me's. One show sold out, still some tickets left for the other one. The link is in the description or go on the Waterfront Hall website. As for the lineup, we're keeping that top secret, okay? But four of your favourite comics spread over 2 nights and it's what? Go back up, go back up, go back up. Not supposed to be in shot. Like we rehearsed. Did it again.
Just down there.
Go back. Sipper. I don't want to do it. Tell them just put a post up with texting.
Sippers get ready. When people get ready. Sippers get ready for Tea With Me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into this episode, I got a few things to tell you about. Tea With Me live at the Waterfront Hall, 29th and 30th of this month. Tickets at
This weekend?
It's this week. It's this weekend. Tickets may be sold out by the time this goes out. They were very close to it when we recorded this. My guests, Andrew Ryan, Mickey Bartlett, William Thompson and Dave Elliott. But they'll be split. So you'll see 2 on stage for the pod, 2 doing stand-up before, and that'll rotate. None of that made sense, but just know there'll be great comedians there and it'll be a great time. Dan, Stars in Your Eyes as well, which is on the...
Yeah, it's on general sale now on the 18th of December.
And what's good about that is me and Andrew Ryan, we're going to be flying in from Oslo from one of my European tour shows on the day, and that flight might have got delayed, but don't worry about it. 3 people bought tickets in Oslo. The promoters have cancelled the gig. We're making it, so I better win Stars in Your Eyes. And I have some shows in Europe and Middle East, ShaneToddComedy.com to check out those. Any other housekeeping, Dan?
There will be Lazy Boys available on the Patreon, and the Roast of Willie T is obviously still available.
The Roast of Willie T is up there to see it in its unedited glory and see the bits that we couldn't put out as public clips. Patreon.com/TeamMe podcast. You know by now what goes on there. It's flying, it's booming. Go and join the Sipper Revolution. We're sponsored by none other than Manscaped, the #1 in men's below the belt grooming. Are we doing the giveaway on this one?
No, the giveaway. We've done it last week.
We did the giveaway last week. We did it last week, just clarify. Manscaped, look, what can I say? Look, when I'm on tour, you got to understand, I'll be taking my Manscaped products with me. They have everything you can think of. Everything for the cold winter snap coming up. You know, you want to be more aerodynamic? Do you bobsleigh? Do you...
Skeleton?
Do you do the skeleton? You'll look like a skeleton when you... Because they don't have hair. When you use Manscaped products for your nuts, your butts, your face...
Nose, ears,
chest, everything. They've got all the products you need. We've got some of them behind us. They've got the lawnmower, which is the signature product for the old pubes. You've got beard oil, crop soother, which is a ball aftershave lotion. Imagine that. Imagine someone who's going to is that called cunnilingus? Is it? Imagine if someone who's going to perform cunnilingus on you just beforehand, they go like this. Smells great. There's everything. Look, these guys are absolutely mental at Manscaped, and we hope they keep up the great work. Tea with me for 20% off and free shipping. And the link's in the description below.
It is.
I'm getting into this. Look, it's a Cork special here. And a lot of people, Andrew Ryan won't like me saying that because he'll want to be part of it, but he's not here today. My guests are none other than returning favourite Chris Kent and Cornelius O'Sullivan, who, by the way, Chris, this guy here, opened for me in the Cork Opera House last week. Killed it.
I know, yeah. What did I tell you?
Murder picture.
He's great, isn't he?
It was great. And speaking of beard oil and beard products...
Well, I'm interested in the ball stuff that you were talking about there.
Yeah.
I mean, does the carpet match the rug at the minute?
Well...
Longer, I'd say.
The promises that you were making, are they like, can I take them to the bank? You know, if I
100%.
I'll take everything you got.
Yeah.
Take the whole lot.
Yeah.
Lads, I'm in love with Cork. I'm in love with your city.
Wouldn't blame you.
Was that your first time down there? Oh no, it wasn't, because you were down there a long time ago doing a club.
Yeah, and I did I did sport for Theo
and you
Vaughan
did
there.
Theo Vaughan, of course, because I met you and we did a I'm
only in and out.
That's the thing, you got to properly walk around.
I show up on
the
show
2 days
day.
in a row.
I've only seen Cork under the cover of darkness. This is the first. See when the light hits that city?
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah,
and the people.
Ah, sure, look.
Tell us more.
Well, when you're I went for a run and I put on Spotify, just like Irish artists Spotify,
Yeah.
and Bagatelle came on.
Oh, lovely.
Now it was summer in Dublin, so it correlated in no way to Cork. Very specifically a Dublin song.
Started off as a good story.
But it was all about being by the river. Now they're talking about the Liffey, but when
Yeah.
I was running by the river in
By
Cork,
the
I just
River
imagined
Lee.
they were singing about that.
Yeah.
And then look, I just had a lovely time. The food, the people. He took me to a Son of a Bun burger place.
Son of a Bun, it was great.
It was
yeah.
brilliant.
Savage
great.
spot.
I just feel like it's its own. It feels like it's its own country almost. Like you don't feel like there's anywhere around it but Cork. It just feels it's like a kingdom.
Yeah, you've got it right.
Yeah,
100%.
And the opinion people have of their own city.
I
But,
know, yeah, we're delighted with it.
I love it.
Do people, because there's cities you go and people from there don't love it, but the Cork people love Cork.
I'd say,
Yeah.
I didn't get that for a long time. I think that we're arrogant and all that and we love Cork. But
Confidence.
the more and more time I'm spending there, starting to get that now.
Because I didn't realise the Cork-Dublin rivalry until we did
Yeah.
the show,
Yeah.
and they had tea backstage.
Do you know what
'cause
tea bags they had backstage?
Lions, probably.
Fuck's sake.
This
In
man
Cork
lost
Opera
his,
House.
In the Cork
Cornelius
Opera.
lost his mind.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't drink that shit. I was like, we slapped them out of my hand. He threw them out of fire escape. I was like, why? He was Dublin tea.
Dublin tea. It's a fact. Like, I don't understand what it was doing there.
And then he
Yeah.
just, I swear to God, from behind his ear, he just produced like Barry's.
2 Barrys, yeah.
Two
Always
Barrys.
carry a couple behind the ear.
Yeah.
Just for
I
emergencies.
couldn't believe we have Irish tea wars. I had no idea.
Oh, it's a big thing.
So the Cork-Dublin rivalry is massive, is it?
It is.
From their side, I mean, like, we're confident enough.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is. Well, like I think everyone's rival with Dublin. Like Dublin kind of have their kind of an autocracy kind of.
They
thing
get
going on,
everything.
They
you
get
know?
everything and all the home
Yeah.
games and the GA. It's all in.
I mean, my
Cork
tour show
Park,
there's already done by the time
obviously.
this goes out, so they get everything up
Yes,
there.
you'll be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver spoon.
Yeah. I agree.
Bastards.
I think I was away from Cork for a long time, like 10 years. So I have a weirdly new appreciation for it that I didn't have before I
Yeah.
left, certainly. So I feel like.
I think I love from being from Cork. I absolutely, and I don't think I'd want to live anywhere else than
No.
from Cork. Even though, you know, I know you've lived abroad. I've lived abroad for a small while, but I think, I don't know. It's just everything that you said. It's just there's a vibe there, like just a vibe. And I think Cork people love being from Cork. Where are you from? Cork? What part?
Yes.
Mallow, class.
Yeah.
That's not class though, Mallow.
Well, Mallow. That's a bad
Because
example.
the only person I
That's a
really,
bad example.
like day to day, the only person I know regular, like I see Chris obviously when he's for shows or we're in the pub, but you know, socially the only person I know from Cork is Andrew.
Of course.
Yeah.
But when you meet other people from Cork, you go, it's actually a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you meet other Cork people, you go, right, okay, I get it. But no, obviously Andrew's so proud of being. There's like a
loves
good
it.
pride thing there. Like people
He
love
loves
it.
it.
But why is Cork the rebel county? I never asked that when I was there.
Well, it goes it goes back to the War of Independence, really. You know, we were just, and you know, I mean,
Stubbornness, probably.
stubbornness, and there's a
I
good
mean, you saw how we reacted to tea bags. Can you imagine?
Yeah, anything political. Yeah,
How we reacted to.
because when during Theo Vaughan show on the Marquee,
Yeah.
said, someone obviously told him to say he's like the real capital of Ireland, and that was like
They go mad for that, were they?
we could have started a battle that night. Like they would have marched on Dublin. They were that
Yeah.
fired up as soon as he said that.
yeah, the real republic. I think it's got a nice ring to it as well, though. You have to, you know, you have to admit.
Where did you live abroad?
London?
Very tropical. Just to
I
find
lived
yourself.
I lived in London for a bit. Yeah, lived in London, East London.
You worked in bars, didn't you?
I worked in bars, and that's where I started doing comedy in London.
Right.
And yeah, I suppose East London isn't great. Like, so anywhere after East London is going to be tropical, really, to be totally honest.
yeah.
Like, you know, so. But like, I just think in general, anyone that I know that goes away from Cork, even if they go to Australia or they go to, they pine immediately for Cork.
Yes,
The minute they
yes.
land down somewhere else, they're like, Tommy Tiernan has a bit where it's grand, but it's not Cork.
Yeah.
Do you know, landing
Yeah.
on the moon, it's grand, but it's not Cork. you know?
And like you tour with Chris, and you guys see, like your tour is gigantic.
Yeah.
Like the amount of
Yeah.
dates and the towns and the villages and the cities that you play. Where are cracking spots in Ireland that like we wouldn't know about, where you just go like, you need to see this place, but not like, you know, that everybody would say, oh, you got to do like the Ring of Kerry or
Yeah.
Killarney's Grave. Where are hidden gems you go on tour that you're like, You need to go do this.
West Cork. Have you been to West Cork? It's lovely.
He's not wrong.
So nice.
He's not wrong.
It's so nice.
The Barrels is pretty good.
Yeah.
Bantry is
Lovely.
good.
Skull and
East
all
Cork
that.
is good as well. You know? And I'm from North Cork. I'm not going to diss North Cork.
Yeah.
The city.
Where did we go that was particularly nice that
Do
you
you know
thought?
what I love is Clears in Kilkenny.
Kilkenny's a good
Kilkenny's
another
great-
good city.
Yeah.
Great place.
It's a lovely size, and Galway too. But you've probably been to Galway. These are not really hidden gems, are they? But
Yeah, but
they're
Kilkenny's
two
what
great
made
cities.
me go, why am I not playing more regional places in Ireland?
Yeah.
Like here's a great place with great venues, and I want to do it more. You ever done a show in Achill? I used to go on holiday at Achill Island.
I have been up there, but I never done a show there. I would love to do a show up there.
Didn't you do a show in the Iron Islands last year?
I did a show in. Yeah, it wasn't. Which one was it though?
I don't know.
Fuck it, I did. Yeah, I can't remember the name.
You did a
of it now.
tour show there?
Yeah, no, I did a show. I just did a gig, like a spot at a festival, and it was absolutely brilliant. The lawlessness in this place, Inishbofin.
Inishbofin.
Get the thing over. I mean, now, do you ever see someone? It's rare these days. You see a child in a car with no car seat, with no child's car seat in the car. I saw a child still in its buggy rolling around in the back of a van while the van was just driving up the road, and I was like, this is the best place ever. All the license plates falling off the cars.
Yeah.
There's no NCTs.
Yes.
So what happened when an inspector comes over, I was asking someone about it, there's a big field and they just put all the cars in there, and then the inspector, anything that's NCD'd or taxed is left kind of out next to the pub or out on the road, and
So
they know when they're coming over on the boat, like there's no guard
well, that's
there.
similar with Rathlin Island. When I said to the bar, you know, there had been room. You know, I said hypothetically, if you guys were keeping this place open, past opening hours, this was like 12 years ago. You know, I said hypothetically, if right now it was 4:23 in the morning, I go, what would happen if like the police find out about this? He's like, they have to ring us to bring them over to the island. They have to go and pick up the police on a boat and bring them over to see if they're still open.
It's such a
So,
good
like,
system.
It's perfect.
That's the way you should do it everywhere.
To go and bring you to investigate me.
But I'd be into like Tory Island, Arna. I haven't been to any of these places.
That was my first time going there now, and I really enjoyed it. Beautiful place.
Was the venue nice?
The gig was kind of like, it started about 2 hours late. It was one of those, this is
Island time.
This is island time. And they were all a bit wild.
Yeah.
And I kind of loved it. There was no kind of coverage there. It was just lovely.
Yep.
But I'd say I was there 24 hours. Me and Niamh, I had the family there as well. We did the gig. We had a couple of pints of Guinness. When we got there, we were like, this is brilliant. Isn't this beautiful? However, the next morning I was like, I cannot wait to get off this island.
Yeah.
You can see how it drives people crazy as well, because
Definitely.
there's nothing here. I think we're too used to growing up in a city. I have so many places near me where I go for a lovely coffee or a walk.
Or if you want Oreos,
do you know what I mean?
you can go get Oreos. What do they do if they take
They get them delivered from SuperValu once a month or something.
Yeah, exactly. If they take a craving for butterscotch, and I know it's not it's not the 1910s, but if you did have a craving for butterscotch, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think
unless you wrap other door. You know, I'll trade you a bar.
That's probably a barter kind of system going over there. Yeah.
I'm looking for butterscotch. What will you take in its stead kind of vibe?
But there was a chippy on Rathlin just opened, like a chip van, and I was like, that's genius, because there's no competition, and luckily it was great.
A nice chip
there's no
van,
competition,
or a nice little coffee van or something like that on an island like that.
I did
need
gig
more of that
in Valencia Island one time.
Oh,
did you ever go down
by Kerry? Is it?
Oh, I thought you meant
beautiful
Spain.
place.
No.
Valencia.
I've been to. I have been to Spain as well. Like, you know, I have travelled, as
Valencia?
I've already alluded to.
Was London, Glasgow, he's been around the world.
Yeah, Valencia. You know,
where is Valencia off?
It's down in Kerry, down in South Kerry. I think it's the biggest island in Ireland.
It takes so long to get to, doesn't it?
About 3 hours from Cork.
From Kerry.
Yeah, from Kerry. From one part of Kerry, almost.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
3 hours from Kerry.
Oh, it's mental. Kerry's huge, like.
Yeah, and the roads are terrible, like, and also Kerry people.
Oh, do you drive to it?
Yeah.
Ah.
But you can drive. There's a bridge.
It's like a peninsula kind of thing. Like,
you can get the ferry there, but you can get a bridge from Port McGee, which is a land on the land, the mainland, across to it as well. But again, it's lawless. Like,
it is lawless. Yeah.
The minute you go across the minute you're on the island, you just kind of go, right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, is there police on the island? They said no, and I said, what happens if like a tourist kicks off in the bar and starts like going crazy? A guy goes, we take care of it.
We take care of it.
Take care of it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then they in
That's
Rathline
nice.
they have the pub Olympics, so they do all these pub games to just have
Oh,
a bit
do
of
they?
crack.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd love to enter the pub.
There was a
Olympics.
guy like the strong man of the island, and he's the champion at this game, where you sit in the pub floor on your arse and you have your feet pointing up and you hold on to your brush shaft. Someone sits opposite you, your feet, your soles of your shoes touching the soles of their shoes, and you're trying to pull yourself up.
With
Do you
the
know what I
brush,
mean? So
with
it's
the
like
brush.
it's a strength and
Yeah,
balance
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And this guy was like had never been defeated. He was like, you know, famous on the island or whatever. And then Dave Elliott,
Dave Elliott,
9
he's-
pints of Guinness,
My God.
accepted the challenge.
Dave
and
Elliott is
beat
not
him.
a small guy. Like
Dave
he's-
beat him, and the guys are like,
Was-
fuck it,
was he
like
tick about
respect.
it?
Respect's for the guy's like, you're the fucking king of the island.
You're the king of the
Dave
island.
Elliott's a king of rap.
He's living there
He
now.
owns
Is he?
an
Yeah,
island now,
yeah,
yeah.
he sits on a throne.
That's amazing.
But you're right. You go to these islands and you go, I should live here. Like
Yeah.
this is real living.
Yes.
And then,
But then, yeah.
when you know when you don't have great 4G to watch the Premier League highlights, you're like,
yeah.
nah, it's
When
not
you
for
can't
me.
get
I need to
through
be in
the
a
next
city.
episode of The Penguin or
Yeah.
whatever.
Hanging for an Oreo or whatever.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And also, you can see why they make up all those pub games then and all that.
Yeah.
They're just bored out of their minds.
Yeah.
Like in a normal pub, you just people be on their phones, having a good time. Let's
Yeah.
go for a burger or something. Is anyone
Yeah,
hungry?
we'll go
And
to
they're
another
like,
pub.
Is the Penguin good?
picking the brush up. I love it. God, I
seen
love
this.
it. Yeah.
Colin
I'm
Farrell.
properly into it now.
he got a lot of backlash because people were like, you shouldn't be playing a fat guy if you're not fat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being like, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then that's
Draw the line at that. Yeah.
yeah, because then you've got to go up to actors and go, you're fat. We'd like you to be in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we need
I'd
a
take
fat
those
guy.
roles though. I'd happily. I mean, if they offered me to
Take
take,
all the
like, I
roles.
actually agree. Fuck Colin Farrell, actually. You know, prick taking all the fucking roles.
Yeah.
I was born to play the Penguin. You know, I'd go to where are they? Antarctica is that where they are?
Yeah.
The
I'd go
penguins,
up there,
yeah,
I don't
actual
know.
penguins.
I'd get into character. I'd go
Yeah.
up and live with them for a couple of months, whatever it took. You know, He's got enough movies at this stage of the races.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
You turn very quickly there.
Yeah, I know, but like, listen,
Bar,
when it's been taken off you all your life.
Yeah.
obviously, when I'm in Cork, I'm thinking about young offenders. I'm seeing places where I'm like, oh yeah, that was where they shot this, that's where they shot that. Has anything else filmed there? Anything else big?
Window Shakes the Barley.
One of my favourite films.
Was it shit? We filmed in Clarks and Cork. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure, there was loads of people in it. Yeah,
One
it's
of
a-
my
Mallow, man.
favourite films.
It's a Mallow,
Mallow.
yeah, North
Yeah.
Cork, which is a
Desolate,
great
depressed.
spot.
I
to
might
go
have
to.
told this in the pod before, but I was telling my wife's grandparents about that movie. I was like, we were talking about like great Irish films, and I said, When the Shakes the Barley, for me, one of the greatest ever.
It's a great movie.
Phenomenal film. They never heard of it. They were intrigued. They were like, we'd love to see that. I said, say no more. And I secretly went on Amazon Prime delivery,
Bought it.
got the DVD, sent to their house the next day. They phoned my wife and went, you're not going to believe this. She knew I'd ordered it for them. They went,
DVD
it was St. Patrick's Day. By chance, the next day they went, funny you know Shane was talking about that film. The Irish government must have sent out DVDs of this to every house in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. And she went, no, Shane sent it to you. But it was like,
Shane's working for the Irish government.
it was like 15 hours after we'd had the conversation. They were like, yeah, sure he did. What's more probable? He got that sent to this house in less than a day, or the Irish government mass sent out these DVDs. So I still think they don't credit me with ordering that.
They still don't believe you.
They still don't believe that was me.
That's
that
our
was me.
boy
But what a
Killian by
movie.
another Cork boy. He's brilliant in it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie, actually.
It's a great. I haven't watched it in a long time.
They improvised
It's
a lot of that.
emotional,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Like
It's so
they would-
emotional.
They would send people into scenes that they didn't know what was going to happen in that.
Oh, that's
the
a
rest
good
of the
idea.
actors knew,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but people didn't know.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So realistic as well. Like, it's so, like, you know, modern movies, it's all CGI. And
Yeah.
like, obviously, of the time, they're not going to be using CGI, but it was just to show the harsh brutality of it. Like,
Yes.
yeah, it's a great movie.
Will we draw it on?
Have you got someone send me a DVD there anyway? I have it in the car.
It just came. Yeah, it just arrived on my doorstep.
The Irish government just sending them out.
I mean, the Irish government, they're better off just sending it to every house in England, maybe. That would be the way to do it. That would be like, we know you didn't get an education in school, so just watch this and you'll be caught.
You're so fired up after that movie.
Yeah, you'll be caught up. Oh, you are, aren't you? No, you're so fired up. Yeah.
What's,
The playlist changes dramatically from rap in the Spotify.
I think the Chieftains and Sinead O'Connor.
Oh yeah.
What's the song? Foggy Dew.
Oh,
Yes.
In a great scene in that.
What a song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great song.
Beautiful. What a voice.
Wrecked
Thanks,
by every boxer and MMA fighter from Ireland using it.
Oh,
They've all used it.
But he's a dub again.
They need to sit down and like shotgun it.
Yes.
You know, it's the same with Grace. I think Michael Conlon had first dibs on that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I'm
it.
not sure about Rod Stewart doing it. I don't care how well he does it, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, man. You don't have the shoes for it. You're
Well, I went to see Rod Stewart recently in
curly
Paris.
shoes. Yeah,
and
you-
You would see Rod Stewart in
in
Paris.
Paris, yeah.
this guy is a traveller. He
Listen,
travels. He's not a traveller. He travels
Valencia,
around.
Paris, Mallow,
Wherever
Valencia
Rod
Island.
Stewart is, you'll be there.
Doesn't matter where he is, I'm there.
So did you go to Paris to see Rod, or you were in Paris and Rod Stewart happened to be on?
I went to see. I didn't go to. My wife loves Rod Stewart, and I went along then for the piss take.
He has a couple of bangers, to be fair.
No, he's
Oh,
brilliant.
couple
He's
of
brilliant.
bangers.
He's brilliant.
Of course he does.
But he had about 7 or 8 different costume changes, and what I didn't like about him, and he's sick afterwards now, so I don't want to be talking ill of him, but he kept giving out to the audience. He was like, "Come on, shake it up, shake it up." They're all in their fucking 80s.
Yeah, they can't.
Half of
Do
them
you know
are
what I mean?
shaking,
They
and
were
they
like-
can't stop.
They didn't take their
I
meds on
haven't
the day.
taken my
just-
pills.
You know, giving out to the audience that they weren't rocking hard enough for him.
Yes.
Like, but yeah, it was good. It was a good gig though.
One of my first ever concerts, might have been my first ever concert, Rod Stewart at Stormont. You know, our
Right.
political headquarters, where our government's based.
The home ground.
Stormont
for- yeah.
Estate. Big Rod
Yeah.
doing a show up there, outdoor. It was great.
Good crowd.
I didn't
yeah.
know any of his songs, but I was like, it's brilliant.
Yeah, you get a few then. It's one of those you don't think you do, and then you hear a few and you're like, oh, that's
Oh,
him.
that's Rod, yeah.
That's
See,
him.
can you look up, please, what age is Rod Stewart? Because you think about it, you go and see this guy, outfit changes, sexy, leopard print, ladies screaming over him, he's gyrating.
79.
79, so basically 80,
He used
right?
to kick the footballs off the stage, didn't
Yes,
he?
and
No, he was
He had to
incredible.
stop doing that. He hurt
but
someone, I think.
he'll be thrusting, right? And I'm sure and it's all sexual.
Yeah.
He's older than my dad, so he could be a great granda.
He could be trusting, and you know,
He's someone's. There's a child out there being like, my great granda's great for his age.
and then Rod Stewart is doing that. But like,
You're like, what does he do? Does he, does he go walking every day?
You-
You're like, better than
yeah.
that. He's
you can't.
he's
Yeah.
fucking the air at
You
the
can't.
show.
You fucking the air every show, but he's got trousers on. So if he didn't have trousers on, he'd be sweeping the ground with his
Yeah, his
testicles,
balls.
with his gyrating.
I heard
That's
they're
what
up
he'd
his
be doing.
back and then come down and like a
exactly,
seatbelt.
yeah.
There's probably
little
the
chain
His little
now.
pockets there. Yeah.
2 little balls hanging off his chest.
But it's crazy how like guys like that, like if they stopped, they would get old quick.
Straight away.
Yes.
They need that. They need to keep going. He doesn't need the money,
No.
but they need to keep
Yes.
having that adulation.
I think
and
they
that
find it
feeling.
very hard. You see so many farewell tours from Elton John and these people that
And Rod
they
Stewart.
just keep coming back.
Yep.
We saw who I went to see, another man that puts on a good show. What's his name? Bruce, the boss.
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
Springsteen. Went to see him in Cork. It was such a long show, and I was in
So
the wrong-
disrespectful.
I was
Bruce.
yeah.
Who's this fella, Bruce?
Brucey, yeah, he's a cup, but he
You didn't like Bruce
It took a
Springsteen?
while to get into it, you know. And I was in a
3
kind
hours
of
is too fucking long.
2 hours
Way
is an
too- for
awful long
anything.
time.
Anything.
For
A
anything.
movie.
anything.
Do your
Sex.
He took a
any,
while.
like 3
It
hours.
is too long for us. Like, man, sex for 3 hours.
Young people do, you know.
3 minutes is loads. It's loads.
But I got the tickets. He sold out, and I got on to someone in Aiken, and they got me tickets. I still paid for them, but they were in a kind of a VIP area.
Golden
the
Circle
people
bit?
around me were not. You know, he's a rock, isn't he? Rock, really?
Oh yeah,
He's a rock-
he's
the
a rock
people
star.
around me,
Iconic rock
they were
artist.
not rock. They were wearing gilets.
They were
had
swaying maybe.
sunglasses on their head. They weren't swaying. They're doing worse. They were jiving. They were doing, you know that thing.
Oh,
See
yeah,
that thing there
yeah.
when
They
they're
have
doing
their
that.
jumpers tied over there.
Oh,
Yeah, like
and there was another woman next to me.
Dublin
She
crowd.
was-
Dublin
probably.
crowd.
There was a woman down from Dublin.
Edit that out,
most
yeah.
definitely.
Because
There was a woman next to
year's
me. She was fucking annihilated drunk.
Yeah.
But she was keeping me kind of. She was like, "Oh, this is great." I liked her because she was annoying the other people around me. The security were like, "Is she okay?" I was like, "She's best. She's the best thing about this night." And she was like, "I'm going to be out of my house. I'm getting thrown out onto the streets in 4 weeks." And I'm like, "Jeez, I'm not surprised at the
Because
price of
spent
these tickets."
$4,000 on the Golden
No,
Circle.
it's crazy. I got into him eventually. Neve, my wife, was bored out of her mind and said when he came out, "That guy looks like the guy from The Sopranos." The guy that is,
what's he called?
he is in The Sopranos.
John-
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. His guitar
The guy
player.
on the bass, isn't it? Really cool guy as well. But
Yeah.
just took a small bit. It was too much for me. Do you know what I mean?
way
3
too
hours was
it's kind of the
just-
cool thing to say though. Oh, he's brilliant. He plays for
the
3
boss.
hours, isn't he?
Some people there were so into it though, and I was like, I'm there
Yes.
for that. That's lovely.
Yes.
I was leaving. I accidentally kicked someone's pint over. felt bad about for a second, and now to this day I think about it every night. It just keeps me alive.
Yeah.
Because it was the way he reacted
rush.
to me. He was like, "You just thought it was a full point," and I was like, "Yes, yes."
If
it
he hadn't have
was.
said that, yeah, you might have gone and bought him another one.
I would have gone and bought him another one, but I was just kept me warm on it. It was a rainy night.
We
Kept
went
me
to
warm
see
on the way home.
Hamilton in Dublin, night after Cork or something. I don't know. I can't remember. It was like last week.
I heard it's excellent.
2 hours 40.
Okay.
I was given off. I'm a huge fan of the soundtrack, and
Yes.
on Disney Plus you can
was
watch
this
the
in
whole Broadway
in Dublin
thing.
as well? Was it?
It was in the Board
Gash, is it?
Gosh. I waited
Yeah.
until you said it first because I've been
Yeah.
calling it Board
I know,
Gash
yeah,
for
yeah.
a long time.
That's a different club.
But in you want to get in the golden circle for that?
yeah.
But
In trouble for going in there.
But I'm here in 2 hours 40. I was like, can't be
it's
doing
too
this.
long.
Can't be
Yeah.
doing this. Let's leave early. We'll get to the car first.
Yeah.
Best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Go away. And was
Captivated. I also pulled the wee,
yeah.
we couldn't get tickets, so exactly like you,
Yeah.
pay for it. I just need the tickets,
Yes.
but we're happy to pay for it. They have a thing there called Member Circle or something. You go in.
Is it in the stalls or is it up a bit higher? Is it
it's
on
a
the
bit higher,
rim of
and
that?
There's a restaurant.
Go
A
away.
restaurant.
There's a restaurant. You walk in. They're your seats for the whole night.
Yes.
You can leave your coats there, whatever, and you can order drinks for the interval. So when you come back, and what about this? You could order a starter and a main course, and if you want dessert for the interval,
Yeah.
you could do it like that.
Go away.
Now there was a point where I thought this was all free. Heads up, they bill you at the end.
Yeah.
But it actually wasn't even a mental. It was
Really?
like it was like normal restaurant price, and I wasn't even drinking at it. It was brilliant. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
Was
Go away.
packed.
It was every night was packed.
How
You
long
couldn't
is
get
it
a
there?
ticket for
It's
it.
gone now, obviously.
It's gone. I think it was
It'd
there for like
probably
a
come
month.
back if it was so
It's
popular.
there for a
though.
month,
Yeah.
and and I'm like, how do you learn these lines? And then friends of mine who had been to more than one show of it go, the actors swap roles sometimes. You know, if you're playing the main role, one of the main roles, the next night they might say you play one of the more bit part roles
Give
to
your
get
voice
a bit of a rest,
a bit of a break, and
and
all
then that
that
guy steps into your. So I'm like, how the fuck do you learn 2 roles? Never mind
Yeah.
one. It was
How long
the-
are they on tour then?
I think they tour indefinitely.
multiple
Endlessly.
casts.
They
And
tour
all that,
indefinitely. Oh,
probably,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the original people doing it. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote it and was the main guy. He does the music for Moana and stuff like
Oh,
that. And he's
class.
like now a huge star in his own right. But it was the best thing I've ever seen. And I'm not into like musicals or plays
Yeah, I
really.
wouldn't
Not
be
not
either
really.
now, yeah.
I don't mind them,
It
but
must
like,
be good. So
I was
yeah.
like every part of this is amazing.
Yeah.
And it really devalues in my head what we do.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was just going to say, aren't we great to be in the arts now? You
Yeah.
know? Some
we're
people
not in
come
the
out to
arts
see
after
us.
watching that.
No, I know.
No, but it's completely different. But I love that venue as well.
Yeah, it's a massive venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only been there once. I took my kids to see Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat there. I was telling you this actually
It's
last week.
kind of high, isn't it? It's like, is it really, really high if you're upstairs? Or am I imagining that at a different place?
We were down low. We were down in the cheap seats at the back, but it's kind of sweeps around like.
Yeah, there's
massive.
not really a bad seat.
Yeah,
I saw Joanne doing stand up there. Actually, it was brilliant.
it's good. What's the capacity?
3,000.
3.
Is it? Is
Yeah.
that big?
Yeah.
What was that show like with Joseph and his?
We had to leave at halftime. My young fella's autistic, and he was kind of having a bit of a meltdown. So we went, but like the first half was great. I don't know what the second half was like.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back in,
You-
but
you went in the
apparently
car.
it wasn't the right thing to do. You know,
leave
I
the
catch you
window-
back at the hotel, but it was no.
Yeah.
But no, it's a great venue though. It is a great venue. I definitely want to go back, and I'd love to see something like that there now. Like,
Yes.
that's the venue for that.
Oh,
you
it's
know?
unbelievable. What like when you guys are traveling up today for this show and coming through this pod, I found that's a long drive for Cork. How do you split it up? Do you have certain service stations and stops that you like, or do you just play it as you find it?
Normally we do. We drove on a bit today though.
We stopped in Lusk, was it?
We thought in Lusk today. Normally
what's
we
it
stop
ba-
in-
you went
stop
Cork to
in-
Lusk?
Yeah. I picked Con up in Mitchelstown,
Yeah.
and then we went straight up to Lusk. Yeah,
Now that's quite a stretch,
it's a good one. Yeah, that's a
but
good
you
stretch.
can make the mistake of make your first stop too early.
You can make it
Yeah.
too early. Yeah, Junction 14 is normally a good spot for us.
Is that a Circle
That's
K?
Mayfield, yeah. Supermax, the
But
whole
there's a
shebang.
nicer place now when you're coming out from Dublin.
Yes.
Do you know you put me onto it
On the left,
On the
isn't it?
left.
Oh,
the
when you're
second
coming
stop.
home.
Yeah. What's
There's
the
a 24-hour place now.
They've
The
got
Marks
like
and Spencer's.
a coffee.
They have nice coffee.
Gourmet coffee drive-through place. Like.
Burger King.
Do you know what?
Now the issue with those service stations is, and some people hate the service station chat, some people love it. The problem with those ones is they're not signposted well enough to creep up on you. Those ones,
that's.
they're just little slips.
Yeah.
I know where that one is, and I still miss it the odd time.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
It's very badly signposted.
You can't go
Yeah.
back to that. Now on the other side of that, I went to on my way back from Cork, Kildare Village.
Oh yeah.
Too much of a turn off for me.
Oh, that's a big. Yeah, you're just adding on to your
Once
journey.
you get into that car park,
You're
that's
adding
it's
on
too
to your
much.
journey
It's
too much. Every now and again, I'll go completely rogue, and I did it once on the tour last year. I think I went off on the alternative route. You know that one?
I do.
In Traby Leaks, we had to do it once or twice.
Is that the
when the
one-
road was closed?
Nothing worse.
This is old school though, but actually it was lovely driving through all the old towns, Abbey Leaks and all them.
That's not the night I got sick, was it?
That's not the night you got sick. That was coming back from Kilkenny. That was
after the
absolutely
show.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that was we took a wrong turn that night as well, didn't we?
that was nothing to do with your getting sick though. I don't think.
I think. It
Oh
was.
yeah, we were on windy roads to be
We
fair.
were on windy roads.
But we did a couple of the gigs in Kilkenny, and you were like, just feel a bit sick. And I was like, you alright, man? I can pull over. No, I'm grand. And then, Con, you were very quiet, which is very unusual for like how many minutes, probably?
I don't know, maybe 5 or
You
10
were like,
minutes.
actually, you pull over there. And it was a side of a windy road, pitch black out, middle of nowhere.
It was
and
like
I've never ever in my life heard anyone vomit so hard.
it just came out in a volume
like an intense.
It was slapping on the and slapping on the. It was two noises simultaneously. It was
If there was more people, I could have started a kind of
It
a.
was slapping, yeah. If there was a
roulette
talented
vibe.
guy there now, he could have recorded bits of it and mixed it into
Yes.
But yeah, that was
slap.
You went down. You took a wrong turn that night as well.
Yes, yeah, probably.
So that was we went through. It was shitty road. Like the roads are so good.
Oh,
now.
when you go back to country roads, it is kind of
Yeah.
like it's dodgy.
Now,
Or, you
there's
know,
nothing worse than a diversion on the way somewhere. Okay. When you've got that Google Maps going and you know you're going to be home at 1:22 a.m. and you're visualizing just getting into bed.
the visualization.
Diversion.
Yeah. That happens to me.
Diversion.
I live just on the opposite side of the Jack Lynch Tunnel when you get to Cork.
Yep.
And every now and again I get home and the tunnel is closed for maintenance. And I'm literally, when I get to the tunnel, I am 3.5 minutes and I'm in my driveway. But every now and again the tunnel's closed. I have to go back this way in through the city. It adds on 25
But see,
minutes.
because you used to be an electrician, would do you not still
I've
have
been
any
tempted.
of the gear?
I know
And you
the
could-
guys that
Yeah.
are in there, and I have been tempted to say, lads, would you just leave me through, please? But I
Yeah.
think health and safety wise, me driving through 2 in the morning, my events is.
I mean, I wouldn't have the
Pumped up on-
terminology, but maybe you could be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just checking an LED."
I'll just check it out. Yeah,
Light.
I just want to check it out. Yeah,
you know, something like that.
just bring my screwdriver the next time. Yeah,
I saw they're thinking of closing that for a
it's
couple of
closed
years
tonight now again. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
There's a
for
big,
God's
huge
sake.
job in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes when I see diversion, if I'm on tour on the way home, I just feel like pulling up on the hard shoulder and just like either giving up or just rolling onto the road itself and just
When you're so tired, when you visualize that time in the bed, that's the problem. When you're like, your body is ready to go. Yeah, you'll be in bed soon now.
yeah.
Do you drink a lot of coffee on the road?
I've got I was on 3 a day. Today's going to be a 3 a day.
Today's going to be a 3 for us minimum.
Definitely, yeah.
Early start with a kid. I got my wife, because I've got the big show coming up. I've been afforded extra time in bed in the mornings,
Yeah.
which is a godsend. But it's early start, kids at school, 3 pods today. Argue with a car wash guy this morning, taking it out of me.
Did you?
Don't start me. 3 pods, Dublin for the show. Today's going to be a 3 coffee day.
Yeah.
Normally I'm down to 1.
Yeah.
So I go through the car wash this morning.
Yeah.
I go through the car wash this morning. I go to the same one. Go out, slightly out of my way to go to this one. Good guys.
Is it the outside you're getting done,
Oh,
or
right.
are you getting it valeted? You do
No,
that
no,
yourself?
no.
Yeah, I get the outside done.
Get the outside done. It's a £5 for just wash and go.
Yeah.
Wash and go, £5. The only money I have with me cash is £6. Normally I give them say 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I've £6 on me. I go, I don't feel so bad. There's a bit of a tip in
There's
it.
a bit of a
couple
tip.
costs.
Yeah.
My car is a Peugeot 3008 GT.
Right.
It's not it's just below an SUV size, I would
Yes.
say. Maybe a small SUV. They do wash and go, £5 small car, £7 large car.
Mm-hmm.
I go through the car wash, different guy, different boss man. I don't know boss man today, right? I normally know boss man. This is an unfamiliar boss man.
Change in management.
And he's not giving me like,
He's looking for the 7.
he's not giving me the look.
Is he
And I
looking for
know
even
when I'm
more?
putting my window down something's going to go wrong here. So he puts a hand out, no problem. I slide over that 7 and I say, don't worry about it. Now I've I know what I'm at.
Yeah.
I know he's charging me more than 5. I'm giving the 6 and saying don't worry about it, as in that's my cost covered. There's a pound for the boys.
Yeah.
He goes, it's 7. I said, it's not, it's 5, but I'm giving you 6.
Yeah.
He said, it's 7. He said, your car is very dirty. I said,
It's an extra
that's why we're all here. That's why we're all here.
Extra for a dirty car. Clean ones are 5.
He said it's 7. I said, I'm here a lot.
Yeah.
It's 5, but I'm giving you 6. Here, I was tempted to hit that pound out of his hand. I said, I'm here all the time. It's 5, but I'm giving you 6 here. He said, it's 7, large car. I said, it's not a large car.
Yeah.
It's not a large car. Right? It's not Mr. Bean's car.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not a lot. This is a small car technically.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no. And I was like, I don't have any other money with me. And the guy's like, he said, my boss has cameras here. I was like, well, I felt like you'll get sacked then. He's going to see your incompetence at a valued loyal customer who's giving you £1
£1
out of his
extra.
own pocket here.
Yeah.
And I said, and this is where I played his bluff. I went, I'll happily pull up here. I'll leave my car here. I was blocking quite a bit. I went, I'll leave my car here. I'll walk over to that shop down there. I'll get money out. I'll break a £5 or a £10 note, and I'll come back with £1. And the guy went, don't worry about it this once. And I felt like going, what do you mean? You're not doing me a favour here.
Yeah.
You're not doing me a favour here.
He's doing
and he
no one
gave
a
me a
favour.
dirty look, and I drove off. And I'll tell you something, I'll never be back.
You'll never.
Ever.
That's it now.
I mean it.
You're gone. You're out.
You find
I'll
another.
never be back.
Find another car
This is a
wash.
great opportunity for listeners to the podcast
Yeah.
to have a car wash
That's-
to get Shane
That's
Todd's cash.
£6 or less.
You know? The car will be dirty.
Now here's
That
the
is
thing.
a fact.
I'll
car
tell you
will
this,
be dirty.
I'll tell you this, Chris, and I resent the tone there. see if I had a tenner,
I know. Yeah.
that keep a tenner.
You'd be like that.
I
You
just
keep
happened
it.
to have 6, which
I
was
know.
over the pre-agreed amount.
That's it.
And boss man tried to do me dirty, like.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
And he's,
You're very upset about it.
we're both upset, me and him. It was a standoff, and I would say, like, I don't want to, like, my relations with the Romanian car wash community here. Say that fast 5 times.
It's taken a very weird twist.
My standing within the Romanian car wash community here is high, but this will, no pun intended, dirty muddy the waters a bit.
Muddy the water.
Yeah. But then sometimes you
put a bit more dirt on it.
I'm gonna have to wait till there's a new crew in, because sometimes these boys switch in and out.
Yeah.
Like the
So I'm not
Hamilton
blaming the car wash. I'm blaming him. I'm blaming this guy.
Yes.
I never get my car. Do you get your car washed?
I do. Yeah. There's a very good one near me that you do have to do it yourself.
I'm gonna go there from now.
You do have to.
It won't be cost effective. It won't be cost
It'd be a
effective.
fucking great car wash if you come to Cork. I'll tell you that. now.
Yeah.
I think it's a tenner, but it's you do it yourself, but it's a really good one.
You do it yourself?
They have a proper spray. You spray on the foam.
These boys do.
I know, yeah, but this is a good one.
I do like the idea of.
Oh, you
getting
spray it
yourself.
on. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's really good.
Do you get your car washed every week?
No,
Do you get your car
No,
washed?
what do? I'm not the ambassador of Switzerland.
I'm just trying to figure it out because I don't. I'm not the ambassador of Switzerland.
No, I would say every couple of
Because that
months.
is a fact. They
I'm
get
not
their
Elon
they
Musk.
wash their car weekly. That is part of the job.
Bill Gates over here getting the car washed. Do you know what? Sickening. I live in the countryside. My car gets stinking easily. I got it washed on the way here. Got it down. Outside of the car. Very middle-aged married guy thing. Was
Yes.
going to take a photo of my clean car to send to my wife. Car's stinking again.
It's thinking again already. Yeah, the inside of my car gets destroyed because of the kids, and I try and clean
And
that.
torn.
Stay on top of that, and just torn.
Bottles
Yeah.
of water, coffee
Yeah.
cups.
Yeah, that's it.
Bomb site.
Yeah.
Bomb site. But yeah, look. I think we all learned the lesson today. I need to carry a bit more cash,
Yes.
and when you work somewhere, if the price is a price, then make it. Have it be that price.
Stick to it. Yeah, don't be just inflation and all that. That's what he's probably blaming.
Because it wasn't a washing. He didn't. It wasn't a wash and dry.
Yeah, you didn't get dried. Little hand
There was
dryer.
no towels used.
Yeah.
You came away from that experience
wouldn't
very
want it dried.
unsatisfied.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it dried.
We're
How-
looking to get a sauna today.
Oh
after
yes.
this.
Well,
Yeah, sorry, actually, that sounded really...
The way you said that, it was very seedy altogether.
We're looking...
And we don't have any shorts yet, but we are going to buy some. And we're looking for something to buy
Is there
shorts.
anywhere good to go? What'll we do?
You're speaking to the Sultan of Sauna.
This guy's a sauna.
I love a sauna.
He loves a sauna.
So let me ask you if
I'm
you...
getting into them.
Let me do it like I'll survey you a bit. So,
Please.
So...
Can I take my top off?
Question 1. How long of a sauna do you like? And tell me, and if you have breaks, how long do you have a break for? What do you do in that break?
So, I used to go for sauna every day up to about maybe
From when
maybe
he was born.
A bit much.
up to about 2 or 3 months ago, and then I just knocked off it for a while. But when in my peak, and this is where I want to get back
That's
to,
what got him thrown out.
20 minutes. I go in for 20 minutes. I'll take a break, cold shower, and go back in for another 20 minutes.
I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's black belt.
Is
Yeah.
it? Right.
But that's when I'm match fit.
I do about
match fit.
15 minutes.
I'll do...
Cold bucket of water and then back in again.
I like a 15 and a 5.
A 15 and a 5?
15 cold shower, back in for a wee 5. But that's a long time in the sauna. And will you be lying down in the sauna? Or are you
Sitting up usually, do my affirmations in my mind.
What's your chat preference? Someone walks in.
I was talking to...
Yeah,
we had a big
just talked
conversation
about
about this in the car. I want to set up my own little business, silent sauna, where no one fucking talks.
You're not allowed to talk.
Shut the fuck up. Get in here and sweat. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
That's what
Unless you're friends and
Well,
there's no one else in there,
yeah.
you
Yes.
chat. When it's just randomers chatting across you, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Or a guy who's like lying down. He's got the
Yeah.
flip flops, the bottle of
Or
water.
the rubbing, the constant rubbing. What are you doing?
Someone-
What are you
sweat onto
doing?
you.
Someone walked in to the leisure centre one I used a while ago, and just like an entire half a litre bottle of water under the
Without
thing.
asking?
Yeah, without asking. And,
Without asking.
and
Always
everyone left.
ask.
Everyone's like, nice one.
Always
Have you
ask.
had the experience of the salts, where they put the salts in there?
They say they're banned in the one I'm in, but essential oils. But they do smell nice.
There's these ones, right? They come from Turkey. They're rock salts, right? And they'll throw... where I go for my sauna in Mayo, they'll throw them onto the
coals?
The coals.
Do they create an aroma or what?
It makes you cold. I swear to God, check them out, right? Makes you cold. You're actually got goose pimples.
I'm saying goose pimps from now on. I'm saying goose pimps.
That's
every
the
day
name
of my
of the
life.
new sauna business at the moment. Goose pimps.
Goose pimps is so cute.
Silent sauna by Colin.
The silent sauna. But it's like, you can last way longer then inside there. It's like,
But you're
you know,
still sweating though.
But you're still sweating.
Oh,
but you
that's
feel cold for
crazy.
ages. And I don't know the name of. They're Turkish rock salt anyway, is what it is.
Make a note in this episode. It's called
Yeah.
Goose pimps.
They're amazing goose pimps.
I'm a. If there's no one there, I'll lie down.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I'll lie
you're
down.
not ashamed of taking up a bit of space on the
And
bench
I'm
then.
top shelf corner guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Put your back against the wall
Yep.
Same.
while it's wet so it doesn't heat up.
Don't make that
quickly.
mistake.
Don't
Yep.
make that mistake
Yep.
twice.
I love it, but I think every day is not advised. I think it's like 3 times a week.
Is
maybe
it?
4.
Is that right?
Well, it is.
I do feel in the evening I could be very tired if I've stayed in there too long or something. I feel
Yep.
like, geez, I'm wrecked.
You have to build up to a level. It's like fitness, I
Yeah.
suppose. You build up to it over time. But yeah, you're right. Every day is bad for you. Like 3 to 5 times a week is thing. They did a survey in, I think it might have been Sweden, was one of the Scandinavian countries, a 20-year survey over a large scape of people, like 200, 300,000 people, all different jobs and male and female and whatnot. And 5 days, 15 minutes in the sauna, 5 days a week, elongates your life between 7 to 10 years. And this
Wow.
is a proper, like, categoric survey. Again, you'll just have to Google it, like, but it's easily Googled. They're so good for you. So good for you.
The Scandinavians love it. Like,
They love it.
They love it.
And what's not to love? I always feel like $1,000,000 when
Yeah,
I
I
come
think
out of
The
it.
ones outside are great.
Yeah.
You were sick the day we did the tour last year in
Yeah.
Greystones. They have one. It's like you can see the sea from being inside it. Like, but you go down and you just jump into the sea. I think we did it in like November. It was cold, and it's beautiful. But you get these you get the kind of pins and needles. So it's proper, like almost violent. It feels like crazy, and then you get back in. But you're meant to finish in this. You're meant to finish out of the sauna, aren't you? In the sea, close your pores and all that. It shouldn't be natural. I feel kind of cold.
I love when I'm on tour, workout or run.
Yeah.
And then get the sauna.
Yeah.
And then a nice shower, go to the show, and you feel great.
You feel
Feel
great.
great.
Yeah.
Feel great. It's an unreal, like, obviously we're all drinking coffees and Red Bulls and whatnot, but this is a great way to get you reinvigorated
Yeah.
for a show on a night. I find it brilliant. You know.
So where's your tip? Is there any saunas that we're going to Bangor today? Any saunas that are outside and you get into the sea, or even in a gym?
No, but I'll tell you this: for outdoor sea swimming,
Yeah.
from here to in between here and Bangor, perfect. Helen's Bay, it's called.
Okay.
Fosty, is that where the steps are?
Helen's Bay.
So there's like almost like an outdoor pool on the beach. Not
Nice.
private or anything, you just go to it.
Oh,
and there's like
nice.
steps down into it.
And there's no sauna
And
over
people
there.
bomb in. There'll be people probably already there when you go down. It is excellent, but no sauna, nothing nearby. But in Bangor, there is the leisure centre there, got renovated a good few years ago.
Cool.
And it's like a huge, amazing top of the range leisure centre called Aurora.
Nice.
And they will have like sauna, swimming pool, all that stuff.
That sounds like we might have went there on the way
And
up to
we'll
the
do
gig last year.
They'll do a day past.
Yeah, we went in there. We got the picture. Remember?
Was it in Bangor?
That was in Aurora. I think I can't remember.
I remember the
Somewhere
place
up
we
there.
stopped. All right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's where you want to go.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Pay as you go vibe.
The name sounds
I think so.
familiar.
I think you could do
Aurora,
a
and we
day
were
pass.
allowed pay.
Yeah.
It was a big refurbished kind of place. We did a bit of boxing in there and
We did.
everything.
Yeah.
Running.
And then the
Oh,
sauna.
I did my first boxing back, and I was just hitting pads
Yeah.
with Paul Hughes. Paul's a MMA fighter
Oh yeah.
from Derry here.
You were hitting
who-
pads with him or for him or?
He was holding the pads.
Oh yeah. Unbelievable.
But it was me, him, and Foy Vance, the singer. Foy's
Oh,
doing
wow.
the Opera House all this week, and he does a bit of Muay Thai, so he was kicking. And it was good to
tried
be
that.
back at it, but killer.
Yeah. I tried that Muay Thai.
They don't kick
Muay
with their
Thai.
foot; they kick with their
your
shin.
You kill everything
Yeah.
in your shin. You kill all the
They're
nerves
just
in your
numb
shin.
there now.
That's what they get to do.
Yeah.
It's a serious sport. I was that close away from having a fight in it, and I was like, I just didn't. I went to a few competitions, and like boxing is great and all, and like, but I went to a few competitions where full rules MMA, and there's fellas like
Yep.
just killing each other with their elbows
Yeah.
and their knees and their
Knees
shins.
to the head. Oh.
How do you not hop away and be like, ow, ow? My shin.
I'd get one. I'd be down after one box. I'd literally be down
yeah.
after one box at this stage of the races.
Yeah, I was travelling back from Australia years ago with Neve and travelling through Thailand and was like, oh, I'll do a little Thai boxing thing to get back in shape. No, like I may do it every day while I'm here. Oh my God, the guy absolutely killed me.
Yeah.
He kept making me kick the pad, and I obviously hadn't done it in a while, so your shins are really sore. There's just bruises from my knee right down to my. But he keeps making you kick it. He's like, again.
Yeah.
And then he was like, let's do some sit-ups. So I lie down on the ground to do the
What's funny
sit-up.
about that is it was nearly an accent.
Yeah, it was nearly.
But see, the Cork accent could be confused, could be similar to so many accents.
It's very close
You know?
to a lot of accents.
Very sing-songy, the Cork accent.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I think I have a much different accent now to Chris, though.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
I'm city.
Kinda.
You're kind of.
So then, say I was talking to, say I had a co-host who was from like Ballymena. What's the crack? How you doing? Would you
That's
think
up
that
and
was a
down.
million miles away from my accent?
Yeah, that's up and down. Yeah, the way
But
you did it.
does
there.
every country in the world think they have a huge range of accents, or is it just us that feel like?
Yeah, maybe your ear is more trained into your own kind of colloquial
But
areas.
England does.
and-
You look at like Cockney compared to Scouse.
Yes.
Or Yorkshire. Or,
Exactly.
yeah. But even in Cork alone, like, the city, you've a north side accent.
But I don't have a Norrie accent. That's another step above mine, which is a young offendersy type of.
What's
you go
Andrew?
Again. English. He's got an English Cork accent. How's it going, mate? From Cork. It's a hybrid. It's two.
God save the king, mate.
I think his is a blend. His is definitely softened
Yes.
down through the years. Like, what would you think of his compared to ours?
It does sound like a Cork accent,
Yes.
but it's softer probably.
Yeah.
But then I don't think you have harsh accent.
No, we
but I
don't,
could
yeah.
pick it up straight away and go Cork.
Yes.
Whereas I would say he's from that part of Ireland, but I wouldn't land on Cork specifically. Maybe you know what I mean.
There's a twang of it there to me, but probably not to you.
Yeah.
I can, and it's not like I always mess with him because when we lived in England and we were, he used to call over to me, and Jack was probably 2, 3. I remember he called over one time and he was like, "It's getting a bit of an English accent." I was like, "He's getting it off you, man. You're the only one around here talking an English accent. Me and Neve have got Irish accents." But yeah. I'd say the accents. It is a strange one though. I do wonder about other countries, especially that speak different languages. Their accents vastly different, or
Because America never, obviously, like deep south and stuff, but it never it feels like there's just a general American accent.
Australia too seems like a general enough one to me.
Yeah.
That's a huge country.
1,000%.
That's huge.
1,000%.
It's not as populated enough. I think
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It sounds like I imagine I'll gig in these places hopefully at some point, but like when you hear Australians talk about like Canberra and stuff, like living in Melbourne and Sydney and all these places, does seem, I can 1,000% see why people do it. Seems brilliant, lovely cities, excellent, the beach, all that. When they talk about like places like Canberra, like inland, like bang in the middle, and they're like, it's the temperature of the face of the sun, but everywhere's like air conditioned. That makes me feel like not claustrophobic, but like if I was there, I'd be like, God, if there was a problem with the electric or something,
you're going to just melt.
Everyone will just melt. It's nowhere near the water. It's nowhere near the sea.
It's crazy, man. I drove across the middle of Australia, right across to Nullarbor when we lived there. It takes like 6 days to drive or something. And there'll be times where you won't see anything. You won't see anything. You have to. You're
on like a bad road. Is it a bad road?
No, it's not. It's just the straightest road in the world. It's used for an emergency runway almost for planes and everything. It can be used for that, you know. But you have to fill up. You'd fill up your car and you have to fill up these kind of jerry cans as well, you know, to get somewhere else. So you're filling up. It was incredible.
So you
incredible
even
experience.
if you fill your tank, you might not
fill up
be
more.
at another
you fill up
station.
more again. You have two big cans as well to fill up. It's crazy. It was a brilliant experience, but you're stopping at all these kind of places as well, and you never see those people, but they always see you, if that makes sense. So they're constantly seeing tourists coming through these old road houses. They're just in the middle of nowhere. This little petrol station. You park up and
where do you stay?
Sleep in the camper van that we had. We drove a camper van. We watched Wolf Creek in it, driving. Like where it was. It was just like a real immersive experience.
Jeez.
It was class. But
scary at all?
Yeah, it was terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
Because it's so barren,
but good. But like, you know, like in a kind of a.
And is there places you can stop? Is there like restaurants on the way? No, you can stop
like
at
called road houses, I think. Right across the Nullarbor, proper, just old. It wouldn't be a great choice of stuff now, but it could be hundreds and hundreds of kilometres before you see something else.
Nightmare flying doctors over there. That's what
it might
be a nightmare for me if I call in. Like, excuse me, do you guys have any gluten-free, dairy-free options?
You just
like the next place does.
The road.
6 days that way.
Because I had friends over there. They broke down on the way across, and that's the worst. They had their own car, and then you have to just, you know, flag someone down, get services, get your car towed, and you're just at the mercy of them. They can say it's $5,000 to fix your car, and you're like,
well, if it was a guy got me at the car wash earlier,
yeah.
Good luck.
I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Good luck. What stage are you on the tour? You just started a new tour.
I stupidly started a new tour very quickly.
You're like Rod Stewart.
I am like Rod Stewart.
Always
I
on
can't
tour.
Get enough. This is the farewell tour now. I'm only into it. I'm just after starting. Like,
you took 3 days off.
3 days. I took 4 days off between the tours, and now I'm back out with a new tour. So I did a tour extension in the UK that happened months after it was finished here, and then the other one started.
I didn't realise it was that gap.
So it was that gap. The gap was 3 days between the tours, technically.
The Irish tour finished in the middle of the summer, though, did it?
It's finished in July. We finished up in the Everyman with a good old send off for it. With a great night. Great night.
Yeah, it was unreal. It was my first time being a tour support, you know, so all around the country, seeing all these venues. It was just like unbelievable.
It's a great way to play great venues, have great crowds, and obviously there's huge pressure on being tour support. You got to set the tone, but like, you know, it's kind of a free hit as well in a way.
Yes.
You know, and then you're planting the seed for you going back to these places.
Yes.
You know, so when you want to do a tour,
absolutely,
you've been to all these places and played, and this amount of people have seen you play. So it's nice to just set up like the next.
It's
next thing.
Unreal. It's unreal. Like, I was a club comic before that, you know, so just doing clubs in Cork and maybe a couple of gigs in Dublin, a couple of gigs in Galway, do the odd fringe. This has been just unbelievable. Exactly what you said. Going into all these unbelievable, majestical venues, and like Chris's tour was just amazing. It was all sold out. It was great. Like literally every gig.
It was my first time having experienced that as well, though. So it was nice. In a way, like, because I've done tours in the past, but they've been small, and I've been to tour support, and you know, and again, it's a different pressure. You're going out 20 minutes, no one's there really to see you. You have to go and do it's a different job.
And there's the challenge in that too, in that, like, when I've opened for people and still do, they don't necessarily even know there's someone else on.
Yes.
So you can be a bit of a barrier between the person they're here to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so they're like I've had sometimes you walk out, you get a great reception. Sometimes you walk out and people are
It's
like,
like you can audibly, you'd hear someone
Yeah.
touching her.
yeah, yeah.
They said
Yeah.
it was startling, you know, and
Yeah.
people
And
are
you-
coming in from the bar.
Yes,
and
yeah,
I just
yeah,
whip out
yeah.
for a
People
wee,
milling
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, that's just a small price to pay for what is in
Yeah.
general an unbelievable experience. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like some of the, like Vicar Street, even for me now, like last
That
year.
was class.
Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, I never,
Yeah.
like, I was just
I've
blown away.
I opened for have I done it once or twice? I opened for Jarlath Regan there once. So
In
Jarlath-
Vicar Street.
Yeah, a good
Yes.
few years ago he was on tour, messaged him, was like, I've always wanted to play there. Can I come down and open for free? I'll do any kind of spot. And he put me on, and it was just, it feels like you're playing
It's
to
a club.
50 people.
Yeah. But
It
there's
feels like you're in somebody's living room, and actually there's like 1,000 or whatever.
1,000 people there. Yeah.
And there's not a bad seat in the house, and it's just intimate and close, and
yes.
it and the Olympia. Dublin
Olympia
is
are right on top of
blessed.
you, like, yeah.
Dublin's
yeah.
blessed with two of the best venues
Oh, they're class.
anywhere.
They're class.
Olympia is totally different, but it's great too, because
Yes.
it just feels like historic and prestigious, and
yeah.
the audience are like it's massive again, but they're so close.
The appetite for stand-up now is just unbelievable
Yeah.
compared to even 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I just think since the pandemic, I've said this to you as well before,
Yes.
I think since the pandemic, I think people who never saw comedy before found it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
On YouTube, watching clips. Like, people come up to me now and they'll talk to me about comedians in America that I don't even know. You know,
Yeah.
they found themselves.
Yeah, they're more comedy savvy. The audiences
More
are
comedy savvy,
definitely, yeah.
Which is great. It's really great, you know. Because like even with yourself now, like we went to Tourmakeedy. Do you remember that gig?
Oh, Tourmakeedy, yeah.
In Mayo, in the middle of nowhere.
That was probably the weirdest, and that was a hidden gem.
Yeah.
That was what we were talking about, or that's what we should have thought of. That was the one where I gave up the internet for 2 months
Yeah.
to write this show, and they said, do a gig in Tourmakeedy, and I don't think I've ever had so much fun going to a gig in my life. Me and Con had the maps out. We had to get there without a sat nav. That was the first challenge.
So you can't even use
So
the sat-nav?
no, he couldn't. No sat nav.
He
I had
made a documentary. And it was
we had road maps,
Yeah.
and we tried to get from Cork to Tourmakeedy, which was great. We got into Galway and got small but lost in Galway.
I think we were brilliant.
Stopped for food, and then tried to book what do you call it? Tried to book accommodation without the
Airbnb.
internet. Actually, impossible.
Were you allowed to ask people? Could you stop?
We could
ask?
stop and ask for directions, and we did that quite a bit. But coming to accommodation and stuff, I didn't want to cheat that one. I said, let's do it. And we bought a tent with us. So I bought a tent from I rang the promoter and I said, are we allowed put a tent up next to the place? And he was like, okay, yeah. And we tented right next to the pub where we were doing the gig.
That's what I did when I was in Rathlin.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
But now it took us 2 hours to put the tent up.
And we actually had to get people who were coming to the gig to put
They
up the
helped
tent
us
because
put
we
up the
couldn't put it
tent.
up.
We just couldn't put it up. We found ourselves being more useless than ever
Yeah.
because we couldn't YouTube stuff. You
Yes.
wouldn't even YouTube anyway. We're like, well, I
Like-
can't YouTube it, so no, I can no longer do that.
You've made it out. You filmed all this process.
yeah.
And like that's all documented, and that might be a TV thing or something.
Hopefully, yeah.
I need to see that. Like,
It was an amazing experience. Amazing experience.
So interesting.
But that was so much fun. And we
Yeah.
cut loose that night. We had a couple of pints of Guinness in an old pub.
Yeah.
The fires were lighting. They were just cooking steak there on that
Oh
thing.
my God.
And chips. And it was like the
And the
tent was outside. The people were amazing.
In Mayo, it's in the middle of nowhere in Mayo. Like, it really is a difficult place. But the people
It is
were
properly
How many people?
maybe
50 or something like that.
Was it-
60,
was
something
it?
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny. Smell of, there was just a fire lighting in the
Yeah,
pub while we
yeah.
were doing it.
And they were so they were just so, again, like, just in the middle of nowhere. They're so delighted to come out and see.
Yes.
On their
Life.
doorstep and not have
Yeah.
to travel to a city or whatever.
And to hear people then speaking Irish as well in there, which I'd be ashamed I wouldn't have much Irish now in between, because it was a part of Gaeltacht, like, you know. And what?
Just say Fulcha.
Fáilte, yeah. That's about as much as I have as well.
Sheena Fianna Fáile tough, we got like Aaron, Brian Garslua. That's it then.
And luckily I had Con with me, you know. But it was great, yeah.
Fáilte.
And the accents there in Mayo are fierce flat, aren't they, as well? That was
Another weird
what?
world of
the pure
accents.
flat. They're just on it. There's nothing. It doesn't go anywhere.
They don't no tone
it
up.
stays just
right.
to one level all the time, but everything.
They just what did they cook there that night? It was just all of a sudden they were
loads
just
of
like
steaks. I was finishing up and the guy was putting steaks on right at the back of the room,
on a fire.
big huge fire, and chips. And it was just they weren't selling it. It was just like he went out and bought like
This is at midnight, like.
50 steaks and put them on while we were in there. It was class.
What a spot. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, it is a great spot. But there's some cool little, quirky little places like that in Ireland. That's a nice, but that'd be a nice, interesting tour as well. Like
Yes.
50-seaters.
To find
around
all
Ireland.
these little
Yes,
places.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Chris, you're playing Belfast in January.
January 17th. It's my birthday, so I was able to, birthday. Whitla Hall. We did the Mandela last year, so we're doing the Whitla Hall this year. So I've never even been in there. I'm excited about it though.
We'll put a link to tickets in the description.
Thank you very much. Can't
That'll
wait.
be great. Anything else you just want to plug, promote? Any pods, any YouTube things, any?
I have a podcast, Conversations with Cornelius. A lot of listeners, 200 listens per episode at the moment. So I'm. You probably don't. I'm probably
Cork
grand.
Rogan?
I'm probably grand actually for a shout out.
Yeah.
To be honest.
We'll put a link to that too. That pod too in the
that'd be great.
description of this
It's a
episode.
great podcast, yeah.
And Aurora for the Sauna boys.
Aurora
I wish I could join
We're
you.
off to a sauna now.
I wish I could join
Can't
you.
wait.
Thank you very much, Sal.
Thank you for having us.
Got 'em all good.
Vulture.
Let's get ready for tea with me.